I'm not gonna lie, I was kind of jamming. What's up, y'all? What's up? It's been a while. How y'all feeling? Where y'all from? It's been a while. Let's see how many people in here real quick. Boom. It's been a while. Y'all tell me where everybody's from. You pop this chat out. No, I wish I was still in Jamaica. I'm not in Jamaica right now. What's good? We got Cincinnati in the house. I'm in my home studio set. Charleston, Michigan, Atlanta. Ooh, wee. A lot of Raleigh, California, NC's in the house, Cleveland, New York City. Y'all know what it is. Today I came to talk with y'all, say what's up to y'all. Salt Lake's in the house. Okay. So what y'all been up to, man? It's been a while. I have been not doing lives, kind of chilling. You know, I took some time off, chilling. I took a lot of time off. Between COVID and wanting to chill, I have not been putting out a ton of content. And wow, I'm back. I'm happy. I'm glad I'm back. I love it. So obviously today's live stream, which I'm going to try to do every week, right? It's hard to kind of commit to every single week only because there's so much going on. But I'm back, baby. I'm back. Like Jordan wearing the 4-5. Yeah, so in the last 2 years I've been chilling, been building this crazy house / compound. And it's just taking a lot of time away from me. And I'm going to some bigger projects. And I just haven't had the capacity to check in on y'all and say, what's up? But let's dive into some things to see what's going on. Matt, can I get this chat bigger? Can I like increase this?
You might be able to just do the old Control Plus when you clicked into it.
I tried that.
You already tried that?
I didn't try that. It worked. Yeah, I see a lot of you guys are in here from Jamaica. Shout out to my massive them. My people, I'm coming back to Jamaica real soon. Me and the wife. Yeah, the wife. I got married in January. Moved into our house. And so I built, for people that are new here and haven't been seeing it, I built a house on. No, I didn't leave wholesaling hanging. I was still doing my thing. I was just so busy. You know, it's a lot to put on these shows, right? And so now we got Major Hype, which started out every single day, Monday through Friday. Now it's down to 3 days a week because I ain't gonna lie. So my whole thing with Major Hype, the show that we're doing, just sitting here chatting with y'all before we get started. Hold your questions until we go through the beginning because I'm going to answer some of these questions tonight. But a lot of the videos to put out is a lot of work, right? And so he said somebody give us the address. It's a lot of work, and so with that we have to kind of pick what we want. And the show Major Hype, it said the mic got low. My mic's been the same. If y'all can't hear me, let me know. Let me know if you can't hear me. But Major Hype, the whole purpose of Major Hype, right? News is hard to listen to, and it's so negative to watch news. And so I decided to put together a actual show that is going to give you guys the breakdown of things that should matter or would matter to you as a real estate investor. You know, and so we just want to put those things out. And because it's a quick, you know, build of the news, it allows you to go dig into the story more if you want to. So we brush on the topics. We don't go dive deep, because if I did a 30-minute show on the news, I'd be just like the news places. I'm gonna bring you stuff that is just, you know, real estate related, business related, those type of things. And I hope you guys appreciate that. And so we're going to keep doing those every single week, 3 a week. And then we have a show called Monday Morning Investor. And so what Monday Morning Investor is, I'm just kind of giving y'all a breakdown of me coming back like Jordan Winter for 5. So Monday Morning Investor is essentially like Monday Morning Quarterback, right? For people that used to watch sports, or, you know, will know that Monday Morning Quarterback is you get to see all the plays and the keys and make a better decision, right? So I go through our recent wholesale deals, whether it's a flip or whatever it is. And, you know, what I do is I break down how we found the deal, how we negotiated, what we paid for it, what's our exit strategy, that whole 9, right? And so crazy. I just it's a good show. I was surprised the first video didn't pop because it's so much information. And you got to remember, I'm like, there's so many new YouTube channels out there, and I can appreciate them because I've always said that there's always going to be other people coming behind me doing YouTube like I'm doing, right? And so, but now there's so many channels out there. So, you know, I just appreciate y'all are still rocking with me because it's a lot of hard work. We got a brand new studio. If you guys haven't seen it, if you watch Major Hype, you've seen that we put up a new studio. And so that leads me to saying, yo, we built a house on 20 acres, and behind the house we built a studio, and inside, so now I don't have to leave the house to put out this stuff. And so, you know, we're just doing the thing. And so a lot of people are like, yo, are you still doing real estate? Hell yeah, I'm still doing real estate. How is somebody gonna eat, right? Obviously I got my brand and I own other things, but yeah, real estate is, I love real estate. No 2 days are the same. And have I graduated from the day-to-day, every single day of operation of wholesaling? Yeah, I have. I have my brother who runs the day-to-day operation. Y'all know Francis. Francis still runs a lot of the stuff as well too. I check in when I check in, and these guys run the business. Now, where our business has shifted, yes, wholesaling is very vibrant. Where I have shifted to is now we keep more of our own deals, right? So we keep our deals. I would say 70% of the wholesale deals that we find, we keep them because we end up flipping them or keeping them as rental properties. And so I talk about this quite a bit. I always talk about this. You can watch some of my early videos. And I used to say, yo, I will never stop wholesaling, because it's like owning the farm. It's like having your own product that goes to the grocery store, and I own the grocery store. And so what I mean by that is I source my own deals. I can sell those deals at retail or at, you know, a good wholesale price. And then I can keep those deals into the flip portfolio or into the rental portfolio. And so the basis of real estate is finding the deal. A lot of people believe that money is, you need money to do everything, right? And like the reason why I haven't done this in my life yet is because I don't have money, you know, stuff like that. And so when you see that money is not, here's basically what I'm saying. A good deal never looks for money. Money always looks for a good deal. You know, and so when you understand that, you know that, yo, as long as you can still find deals, you control the real estate market. You control whatever it is. And so, you know, that's what it is. So somebody says, Max, what's the formula for wholesaling the deals back to yourself? So it's not a formula. So I find a good deal. If the deal is timely, meaning that I have the capital to take the deal down, and I'm not bombarded in projects, because another thing about me is I've never taken a loan out on a property ever. Matter of fact, I don't have any loans on anything that I ever have. The closest to a loan I'll do is I'll do a sub-2 deal. I don't have any owner financing deals. I give owner financing deals on properties, but I buy everything cash. And so if the deal fits right, and if I have the cash, then I turn around and I buy it. And then sometimes we flip it, sometimes we keep it. It just depends on the timing and what the market is. So there's not really a trick or some type of formula. Instead of selling it to somebody else when there's already meat on the bone, if I have the capacity, I keep it and sell. And that's what you'll be finding, because you see a lot of real estate investors out here that want deals, can't find deals, and they look to wholesalers, or they look to MLS, they look to realtors. I just control my own destiny by sourcing my own deals. Do I still work with other wholesalers and buy their deals and JV with them? Absolutely. So yeah, it's interesting. So now that we got past the catching up and see what everything is doing, been busy for the last 2 years. Haven't really been focusing on putting so much content out. Every now and then you'll see me put out some content. Built a house, got married, been traveling, and been working on some real estate deals. So I'll tell you some of the big projects that I'm working on now. I'm finalizing a build to rent community, 35 homes. If the city's been giving me hell. You guys may have seen a video a while ago where I bought an existing meat market, and after doing the assessment, after doing everything, it turned out that it was too much money to renovate it. So at this point, we are knocking the building down, and we are building a 4-unit commercial retail, and one of them is going to be a restaurant. So four retail shops and a restaurant. And so you'll get to see that. You'll get to see that as we start making more videos. Just waiting on our demolition of the building to be approved, which should be by Monday or Tuesday. And then we'll start demoing that building. But that's where I've been, right? So not that maybe you all care, but I appreciate you guys who are here and that care about it. That's what I've been doing. And now let's talk about what's been happening over the last 2 years, right? So over the last 2 years, the feds and the government has been printing money because we gave out stimulus checks, which I think were timely needed, but we know there was going to be some adverse effect to giving out money. And now we have this all-time high inflation. And it's like the perfect storm, right? And so we had COVID, which exposed the world's logistical system nightmare, showing how terrible our logistical nightmare was. And I'll explain, in my opinion, why I think we have a logistical nightmare. A global market is fairly new, right? So like us accepting that America is no longer the top dog when it comes to every single category is fairly new. And so over the last several years, we have been consumers and people have been ordering from different countries all over the place. And then when COVID happened, we started to see that one place, particularly China and other places, China had the most restrictive lockdown ever. And we noticed that a lot of our dependency was from the outside. It's a global market. It happens. And so now we have a logistical nightmare. We have inflation. Luckily, we have a strong job market. And then when the pandemic started, many people in the bigger cities like New York and apartments and places with less personal space, people started to get scared and wanted to move out of those places into more lands. So they started to move to the suburbs. They started to move to, other places, right? And so that decreased the demand for apartments and those things in these big cities. And then people were scared. Some people didn't have their jobs. Some people were getting furloughed and didn't have the money to pay their rent. Well, with the demand of more houses, which we were already short 3 to 4 million versus apartments, that created this super demand of money. And then interest rates started to fall drastically. The interest rates that we have just seen over the past few months is the lowest they have ever been, ever. So the pandemic turned out to be a great appreciation for a lot of people. And so I think I hear people saying they got 2.7, 2.8% interest, 30-year fix. You'll never see those numbers again, probably in our lifetime. I don't believe you'll ever see those 2.8, 2.7% 30-year fixed mortgage rates ever again. So kudos to you if you got to take advantage of it. So now there's a strong demand for housing. We don't have enough because we did not recover from the building process of the Great Recession, 2008. And now everybody wants to buy a house. You used to could only afford a $240,000 house. Now you can afford a house that's almost $500,000. So the buying powers went up and we don't have the houses. And now housing prices are starting to soar dramatically. That's what we got. So as a investor, things started to tighten up as far as how easy it was for you to find a deal if you only stuck to the traditional methods. Yeah, so somebody says, will I expect wholesaling to get more difficult since investors are pulling back? I'm gonna get to that, Ricky Bobby. But I kind of want to set the backstory of where we are right now. And we sing at the same, and this I say this is a perfect storm. Over the last 6-7 years, the single family houses have become an asset class for real estate and hedge funds and big old billion-dollar buyers, people that own 70, 80,000 single. It started to become a stronger and stronger asset. And I'm going to explain to you why. I think this backstory is important. Before I get into the questions, I think the backstory of why single family assets became so appealing and sexy to the investors of Wall Street is because apartments became less desirable. And I'm going to explain to you why. If you're a big hedge fund and you're buying apartments and you come to exit that apartment, who is your next buyer? Another hedge fund. And typically they buy at the same principles you buy, same cap rate, same math. And so unless you did some drastic improvements to the property and made it better and increase rent flow, you pretty much were exiting at the same, roughly, other than appreciation of property, than you bought it for. So you started to see this term become more and more popular. It's called build to rent. There's conventions 4 times a year that you can attend. I went to one with Vince last year, I believe, or early last year. And I was amazed by the people in there. And what this means is that they were now building single family houses or buying single family houses and treating them like as if they were buying apartments, but they were buying one by one by one by one. One of the largest single family home buyers in the nation is Invitation Homes. Look them up, Invitation Homes. And so if you buy an entire neighborhood or you build an entire neighborhood for rent, there is so many different ways you can exit this portfolio as a hedge fund. You can sell the entire portfolio and the appreciation on individual houses go up much, or you can sell these houses individually at retail and exit the portfolio, which is going to be much more than you can sell to another hedge fund. So hedge funds started buying up houses. In January alone, 30% of the houses sold in Atlanta were sold to hedge funds. Somebody said they got one of those 2.75 30-year fixes. Congrats to you, man, because that is amazing and cheap and free money. Don't you ever refinance your house. Do a HELOC if you want, but never do that. And so obviously they control the comps. That's another good point. They control the comps when they buy these homes. So Now we're at the point. Let's talk about present day. Interest rates have got higher. People started reading the headlines and freaking out about the interest rates. I'm not sure what a 30-year fix is right now. Let's see what a 30-year fix is. Fixed mortgage rate right now is 5.73. People are getting cheaper. So 5.7, that's really not that high. Right? Yeah. So hedge funds were buying in what they call the southern belt and the colder places, the warmer places. Yes, correct. You're 100% correct. And so now, demand for housing has went down. It's cooled down. The buying power for your typical buyers went down. And so I'll tell you, over the last 2 years, when we were flipping properties, we were selling houses in 24 hours over asking price with multiple backup offers. It was absolutely insane. Regular sellers were putting their houses on the market with multiple offers over asking. Insane, right? And it's like, holy crap. So this happened for a good year, 2 years, and then home sellers started becoming used to this. And when homes started sitting 2 weeks, like they're doing now, 3 weeks, a month, they started to get crazy. If you were a real estate agent with a pulse during the last 2 years, you should have racked up, right? Because it was amazing time for you. So now the market's cooling down. It's getting back to normal, which it should be. We should not want to have these 24-hour offers, multiple backup houses. It's not sustainable. You don't want it. It sounds good. You take advantage of it when it's here, but you leave that thing alone, right? And so now we're getting back to somewhat normal. And there's headlines. Somebody mentioned that there's headlines about more foreclosures on the uptick, but they do it in percentages. We're back to normal. We're back to normal when it comes to the foreclosures, and we're still actually below where we were pre-pandemic. So we're fine. But there is going to be some people with adjustable rate mortgages that are going to see a hit because the mortgages, the interest rates have went up. And that's where you need to be paying attention to as a wholesaler, okay? There's people that have adjustable rate mortgages and are going to be they're not going to be able to afford their house anymore, the payments, until interest rates start to come back down to where they've been, and people will start to be able to afford those. But in the meantime, there is going to be foreclosures. So has wholesaling become a little bit more difficult? Yes. But let me tell you something. In any recession, which we are in a recession, there's no parts. There's just two quarters of negative GDP from the previous. The headlines scare people away from real estate investing. I wasn't an investor in 2008, but I did keep my eye on the real estate market. What I will say is that people shy away from real estate when these headlines start coming out. Investors start shying away. Wholesalers start to go away. And then that makes the crop real good for a lot of people that stay in. So if you've got a solid business with solid procedures, you're going to be fine. If you read headlines, you're going to be scared, and you won't do this for much longer, right? It just is what it is. And so, we are going to see what happens, and the cookie crumbles. So that's like my market update. So let's go into some questions. We've been on every 25 minutes, and let's go into some questions. So the first question I'm going to take is, this is not like StreamYard, so I can't like throw it up there. All right, Max, do you think more states will regulate wholesaling? If so, what are your thoughts, and how do you see your influence to try to change the narrative? So, Michael, that's a good question. I do see more states becoming like Chicago and Oklahoma And how we defeat this and changing the narrative is hard to do, right? You need a lobbying group such as like the Association of Realtors have a lobbying group. So you don't really change the narrative. We talked about people who have ethics, and if you're an ethical person, you're going to continue to do business. If not, it's not going to work for you. And so what's going to happen is more states are going to do it. You're just going to have to be a more cleaner. And there's ways. So like Oklahoma, for example, means that Oklahoma said you cannot publicly advertise your deals. Right. OK, so you use a company like Town Square, which just launched this past week. And we'll get more into what Town Square is. But Town Square is a place where you get to put your deals. So kind of like it's for lack of better words, it's an MLS for off-market deals. And you get to work with some of the biggest wholesalers and buyers in the country for $150 a month. So you can sell your deals a lot faster. Yeah, you can sell vacant lots on Town Square and all that stuff like that. I'm not sure exactly what states, but I think Oklahoma is one of the states. And it's not that you can't wholesale. It's that you have to follow these certain rules. Yeah, so Town Square. I'll have more information on Town Square. I'll put a link below so you guys can read on it. We'll talk about Town Square and what it is and all that stuff. All right, so I'm reading some questions here. He said, that's the truth. One of the investors in my market stopped and got a job because he was scared. And that's going to be common. A lot of people are going to be scared. They're going to be a lot scared. And so it's crazy. Let's see here with some questions. Where do you get phone numbers for your cold callers? reiskip.com. I think it's between 14 and 15 cents. reiskip.com. That's where you want to go. Oklahoma's a wild place, somebody said. Yeah, I agree. All right, so this is a cool success story. It says, Max, my wife and I just closed on our first deal since speaking with you. We made $22,000. We still have 4 more contracts to close. I love that. And so that could be you too. That can be you. Scott said, are y'all seeing mobile homes going crazy? Absolutely. They've been on the up and up for a while because you're renting the land and not the toilets and tenants, right? You're just renting out the land for $300 to $500 a month just for them to put their pad there. So yeah, hedge funds and big people have got into mobile homes for a while. Do you buy tax foreclosures? I live in North Carolina, which is a tax deed state, meaning that if you don't pay your taxes, you lose your house. Yes, I buy tax foreclosures. If you go back and watch my old videos, that's how I got my start. And I didn't buy them or wholesale them when they hit the market or at the courthouse. I bought them before they got to the courthouse because there's always a trail of paperwork. All right, so listen, Matt says we got 275 people in here, only 50 likes. Do me a favor, y'all. Hit the like button. Hit the like button, and when we get to 100 likes, I'll start answering some questions. Let's go. I need to see that like count go up. Ooh, it's moving. Let's get 100 likes, y'all. No, let's get 100 likes. Okay, that was easy. That was easy. Y'all did a good job. We hit 100 real quick. Yay. Yo, it's good to be back, man. I appreciate y'all being in here, man. I appreciate y'all. So let's keep having. Let's keep Q&A-ing. Next time what I'm gonna do next time, I'm gonna use a software that you guys can jump on here and we can have like a little quick chat. And we can talk. So somebody says, Joy Cooper says, I watched your most recent podcast. I appreciate that. If you guys haven't watched my podcast or listened to it, go check it out. Over 1.7 million downloads on the podcast. Heard you say you had to pull back from your wholesaling business. Why? And restructuring. Yes, that is true. So on my wholesaling business, we are completely restructuring. But here's the cool thing. So we've emptied office except for a few key people. And we are starting from scratch, right? And we're going to show you guys on video every single day how we build an entire wholesaling business, a multi-million-dollar wholesaling business from scratch. I'm going to show you how we hire, how we put, how we put the actual culture in the office, which is very, very important. I'm telling you, we're going to show you step by step how we're building a multi-million-dollar wholesaling office from scratch while everybody's running away from the game because they don't know what they're doing. They have no clue. All right, y'all. So we're at 153 likes. Let's get to 200 and let's get more questions. Just hit that like button for me. If y'all don't hit that like button, I'm gonna start rapping. And y'all don't want that, I'm gonna start singing Whitney Houston. Come on, y'all. Let's hit that like button. Please hit that like button. Let's hit that like button. So we can get back to Q&A. We need 200 likes and we're going to get back to Q&A. It's 229 people in here, 200 likes. Y'all can do it. I love you. We're close. Let's get these likes. I see some good questions in here. As soon as we get to 200 likes, I'm going to get back to Q&A. 200 likes. Don't forget to share this video with y'all, man. Are we close? We need 10 more. 10 more. 10 more. Five more likes. If we get 5 more likes, I'm getting back to the Q&A. 5 more likes. I love it. 2 more. I'm gonna start rapping for y'all. All right, boom, we made it. Mama, we made it. Somebody said, I already smashed it so you don't sing. I appreciate that. All right, so let's get back to some Q&A, right? Let's get back to Q&A. When are you going to drop a video how you're going to structure your company? So Ricky Bobby, what we're going to do is a series with my guy Ishmael. He's going to be with me step by step. And we're going to do a series from, you're going to see inside the meetings before we get started, before our hiring, everything. You're going to see every single thing about how we build a massive wholesaling company from scratch. And so I thought this would be a good idea so you can see it. Obviously, we're going to show you step by step what we're doing. And somebody said hiring and building culture killed them last year. It is one of the hardest things to do is to hire in the sales business. It is extremely hard. And also build culture and have everybody flowing well. But, you know, we're going to figure it out. And we're going to show you step by step exactly what we should do, what you should do and how we're doing it. I'm sure we're going to make some mistakes. Like, I'm not saying we're perfect, right? We're going to make some mistakes. Duh. Yeah. Let's see here. I'm checking my messages. So Matt's sending me some messages. All right. So these are questions you guys had. So let's hit these up real quick. When my mixtape gonna drop? They won't play with me. Might drop it on Friday. Somebody said, if you had $50,000 right now to invest as an investor, what would you do? All right, so $50,000 could seem like a lot of money to some people. I've seen people come into this business and throw money at it and think that it's going to give them this this oomph, right? But let me tell you something, it don't fucking work, okay? And the reason why is because money cannot solve these problems. The main thing you have to do is you got to invest in yourself with that 50K. Now that may only mean you going out and spending, a few $100s on a course, maybe, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 on some type of mentor. So you can really, somebody you like, somebody you rock with that can teach you the ins and outs, because I can take 5,000 and the right mindset and do what you can do with 50,000 much faster. And so I wouldn't really depend on your 50,000 to make waves in the business. Learn the business and you'll realize that money is not really the thing that you're missing in order to have a successful business. All right, so Jennifer Moore has a question. She says, I've been cold calling and texting. I even got my son to help me out, but we haven't got a deal yet. We don't have money, so we're doing it ourselves. That's exactly what you're supposed to be doing. Even if you had money, you got to do it yourself, because you need to understand the business before you hire it out to somebody else, right? You have to, because if you don't, you're gonna fail. And so we're gonna get to the mindset talk. I seen your tweet or seen your message. I seen your type. We're gonna get to that, right? And so my question to you, and I don't have a lot of context, I wish I could talk to you. You've been cold calling. Where you've been getting your numbers, where you've been getting your message, right? What kind of messages you've been sending, all of this stuff. And because it matters, are you good? What are you saying when you get on the phone? Have you went out and found the free resources? You go to my website, therealmaxwell.com. You can download some scripts, some free scripts to kind of understand how the conversation needs to go. Are you calling the right people? If you go look at some of my old videos, you can see that I talk about how to use it. You don't need a lot to get started in this business at all. You just need the right mindset. You need some patience, and you need to hustle, because there's a lot out here. And so with that, question is, try more, dial more, but make sure you're calling the right people. Make sure you're saying the right things, because that is the most important thing. All right. If you're looking to grow your business from 1 deal a month to 3 to 5 deals a month, what would be your first step? If you're consistently doing 1 deal a month, right? The only thing you can do, what's up, my guy? Soto. Congrats on building a new house, man. I can't wait to check it out. If you want to grow your wholesaling business from 1 consistent deal a month to 3 to 5 consistent deals a month, it all boils down to reinvesting that 1 deal a month money into the right marketing strategies and doing them consistently, following up, so that you can turn that 1 deal a month into 3 to 5. Because if you can consistently do 1 deal a month, that means you figured out the idea of how wholesaling works. You've proven yourself that this method works. Now you have to spend more money on marketing, and people are afraid to do that because they haven't educated themselves on how they should do so, right? And so when you about to learn, when you learn the type of marketing that you need to do, and there's so much information. When I started dropping videos like in 2017, there was not the barrage of free shit online. You know what I'm saying? There was not this barrage of stuff online. And the reason is because people wanted it to be behind a paywall. Now you can actually get a lot of this information for free. Now, is there some people out there on the gram and these places pump faking? Of course they are. But even some of those guys got good information because it's so common knowledge these days. It's become a commodity. So if I were you, to answer your question, spend the money that you got from those one deals, spend the marketing money back so you can get 3 to 5. It's all about scaling. All right. So Myron says, great to see you on this live. Great to see you guys too. Been watching Max for years now, close on a few deals, and now I'm ready to close on a 30-unit multifamily in Texas. I love that. Congrats to you, Myron. Keep rocking. And that's what I'm saying, you guys. Just a couple years ago, it looks like he was new in the business. Now he's closing a 30-unit multifamily deal, right? Super chat for the big 20. All right, so listen, let's get to some things real quick. Let's talk about mindset. Right? A lot of us are in the positions where we are today because we've learned things from our past that we're unable to shake, right? And so guys, hold your questions real quick because I want to talk about this mindset, right? We got a super chat and they want me to talk about mindset, so I'm going to drop this mindset. So the main thing you have to do is you have to unlearn some of these beliefs that you have about most things in life. And the reason why is because many of us have limited beliefs on money. Many of us have limited beliefs on the relationships that we can build. Many of us believe that where we come from, we're supposed to stay there in the sense of your social class, your economic class. And so a lot of us believe that money is evil. We know that's not true. It's evil people with money. And so you need to be challenging the thoughts that you grew up with in order to get where you are. Because there is an example of somebody on this earth that you would rather be or where you would like to see. There's some parts of certain lives that you see somebody's certain life, whether it's their business life, their family life, their personal life, their faith life, that you want to emulate that person's section of their life. And it's not just one person you got to pick to do the whole thing. But if you can find somebody that you want to be like in business, if there's somebody that you want to be like in business, then you follow that person. You shut everything out. You put blinders on and you make sure you copy that person exactly. You mirror that person exactly. Because to get to where you want to be, you're going to need to give up what you have now. Because you can't hold on to what you have in order to move up and forward. So a lot of people are afraid to let go of what they have, which is most of the time limiting beliefs that don't serve you well anyways. Right? And when you get to that point in life where you start to want to challenge everyday thinkings and everyday thoughts and the things that you've learned that was put into you from your mom, your dad, your cousins, your community, you start to challenge those thoughts, you will become a different person naturally. Start reading books that you've never read before. I wasn't even a book reader until now. If I showed you, and I listen to Audible because it's just more efficient to me. I'm dyslexic, so reading just takes me a little bit longer, and I don't have the time to do that. All right, got a red cup. This is water. But seriously, people need to, people need to. You need to challenge your thoughts. And if you do so, you'll become the person you always wanted to be. A lot of us don't want to start something new, become that new person, start that diet. They don't want to do all that because of failure. And most of the time, It's not the failure that you know you're going to get, because we all know failure is a part of the journey to success. It's because the people looking at you, such as your family members, your friends, what they will say when you quote unquote fail. Remember, it's only a failure if you don't get back up. See, most of them have given up to the 9 to 5 or just thought life is what it is, right? I'm going to work for 30, 40 years and I'm going to die. And life doesn't have to be like that. Not if you don't want it to be. Okay? And so you need to challenge those limited beliefs you got. And you need to do what you know you can do and understand that failures are a part of life. They're part of the journey. Failures is the reason why I'm sitting here with you guys today. It's not my wins. It's my failures who have made me who I am. And when you're okay with that, you will become this person that you want to be. Right? So I hope that helps you. My guy Danny, what's up, brother? Yes, the office will be open while we're rebuilding everything, and so just look out for the announcements, man, because we're gonna this next series of videos we're putting out when we're building this team is gonna be insane. So yeah, Danny, it will be open. Lorenzo, super chat, appreciate you. Danny, super chat, appreciate you. Lorenzo, listen. Lorenzo says, what are your thoughts on wholesaling from the MLS? So, believe it or not, a few years ago when the market was much slower than it was now, doing deals from the MLS was something that we did all the time. And I'm going to tell you how we did it. And there was a software that we used, and I don't remember exactly what it is. And if I do remember, I'll put it in the notes of this video. But I'm going to tell you what this software did. The software allowed us access to the MLS. And it allowed us to make deals, offers on any house based on any criteria that we put into the market. And so what we would make not on the market for 90 plus days, below a certain price. And then we would make an offer based on the percentage of the asking price. So we would say, hey, make an offer for 50% of the asking price. And if it gets accepted, we accept it. And we would send out hundreds of MLS offers every single day. So can you wholesale from the MLS? Absolutely. Can you do it in this current market? It's going to be difficult only because houses are still moving pretty fast, right? And so you got to be strategic about it to get it done. So the answer is yes. You just need to time it wisely. Shout out to Debbie for the $2 Canadian out here. Canadian, I know Canada's not just like Toronto is not all of Canada, but I had a blast with my wife a couple months ago when we were in Canada. It's so crazy. I love it. Somebody says, what audio are you listening to? So like book-wise, quite a bit of books. And I bounce between books. Let's see here. Super chat. Super chat. All right. So emailed your company about joining, no reply. How can I reach out? You're going to email my brother, who's a COO, at venture@list.com. All right. So that's my brother, Orlando at venture@list.com. Hit him up. Now, keep in mind, I think it's Lillian. Yeah, I got Leon. I got a small screen. Keep in mind, we're rebuilding the entire team. And so it may be a few weeks, maybe a month before they reach back out, but be patient. He will acknowledge that he gets the email from you. And then when we start rebuilding, the office is open and it's pumping. Remember, we got an 8,000 square foot office with 80 desks in it. I want to fill that bad boy up. So thank you for the super chat. For the $4.99, this is pretty cool. Was this a feature? Has this always been a feature? It's pretty cool. it just blows the text up so big and I can read it. Big Frankie in the house. I want to make 50 phone calls a day and the skills to dominate wholesaling. Which program do you recommend? Deals, contracts, and videos for less than 3K. All right, Frankie, here's what I will do. 50 phone calls a day won't cut it if you want to be successful in this business. I haven't really announced this, but if you go to maxmastery.com, you can join our app, maxmastery.com. You download the app. No, sorry. You go to maxmastery.com, you sign up. I think it's $39 a month. I have my full wholesaling course in there, which will be updated very soon in a few weeks. And then it's $39 a month, but there's also community inside of there. And then when you go to the website, maxmastery.com, and you sign up, you get to download the app for your iPhone or Android and all that stuff. And you'll have all this content in there. That's your cheapest way to learn. And you can save some of that money, and you're going to learn that 50 calls a day are not enough. You probably want to get a little bit more, right? So the email is orlando@ventureatlas.com. Matt just texted in the group there. You can check that out. All right, let's get back to this question that I have right here. What's a good number of properties you should expect to find in one neighborhood while driving for dollars? Sometimes I feel like I write down so many because the neighborhood isn't well kept. All right, Jay, that's a good question. I wouldn't just narrow it to a neighborhood in a sense. So this question, I'm just saying I'm going to rephrase this question. What's a good number of properties you should pick up while driving for dollars? You want to pick up around 50 to 100 every single time you go out, however long that takes you. Spend the Sundays, spend the after works. Right now it's summer, so it gets dark pretty late. And don't write down these addresses. Do me a favor. Go to REI Rail. Actually, just go on your Android or your Apple phone, go to the App Store and find the REI Rail app. I just typed it, find the REI Rail app. Use that for driving for dollars. Please do that. Please. Yep. We're rebranding it. We're bringing in a lot more content. And this is the first time I put the full course on there, and you can get access to the course for $39 a month. And it will be updated all the time. How do you feel about Fsbos on Facebook and Zillow? It's worth a shot. Most of those calls won't really get too much, but it's worth practicing, right? Yeah. And so right now we're waiting on Apple and Google to help finish rebranding. We're just waiting for them to approve the app, but you can still go to maxmastery.com. Somebody says, started using old walkthrough videos with sellers as reels for ads for IG. Good deal. All right, say Chris, Max, I'm brand new to wholesaling real estate game. I'm really wondering how I can even get started in pursuing real estate wholesaling and investing. Here's what you can do. You can go and watch my old videos because you're already here. Turn it upside down, watch my old videos. Or Matt in the chat will put the www.maxmastery.com. Right? If you go there for like $39 a month, my whole wholesaling course is in there, and we're going to be adding stuff in there. We're going to put Airbnb course. We're going to put a rental course, all that stuff. Thank you. Thank you for sending that email. I'll make sure I text my brother to respond to you and do that. Yeah. All right, so what do you guys have? Oh, another super chat. Another super chat. All right, here we go. Working on a single family flip now. Would take a $40,000 profit and roll it into another property, multi, or hold it for $500 a month cash flow. This is a good question. Me, personally, where I am at financially, if you got a great deal on the house, right? If you got an excellent deal on the house, like a deal that you know you can't get again, you keep it. If it's a okay deal and you're going to make 40K and you know you could go out there and find money, or you can go out there and turn this money from the flip into something that's more beneficial to you, then sell it. There's some deals that I flip that I get and I'm just like, I am not selling this. I don't care if the market goes to I still will never find a deal like this again. And so I just keep those deals. But the deals that I know that are okay, I'll get this deal again, I just move them. But the ones that are so good, man, I keep them. Somebody says, how do you deal with a seller who only wants retail price for their home, saying they won't accept anything else rather than verbal or contractual? Don't waste their time. You move on. You're only working with people that have a problem and that need help solving those problems. And when you find people that need your help, you'll know it. You won't have to think about it. You will not have to think about it. All right, Soto, my man Soto. Shout out to Soto. Give Soto a follow on Instagram if you don't. He's a cool dude. Lives in the Nashville area. Let me see if I can find his Soto. SOTO.PELAEZ. Cool dude. All right, so he has a tip. So what's the best tip for private money? It's actually pretty simple. What you're going to do is you are going to get the deal, and then since you have a decent following on Instagram, you're just going to say, got this deal here. And here's what I was just with Austin Rutherford, and I was with Wes, and here's what they said they do and how they use social media to do it. So, you can't really go out and say, hey, I'm raising money for this deal. Do you want in? But what you can do is do a hypothetical on, hey, this is the type of returns that I do on a deal if you had private money. Or you can say, hey, I just finished this deal. My private money guy put this money in. We sold it for this. He walked away with this, and all he had to do was write a check. If this sounds dope, hit me up. Right? So do that. And so Soto says he has a hard time selling hood properties. You got to find the hood buyer because somebody's buying there. But let me tell you something. There's a website called Town Square, and I got a video on my YouTube. I'm typing here. See, I get multitasking is not my thing. Townsquare.com. If you want to sell your deals fast, use Townsquare.com. You can work with some of the top, you can JV with some of the top wholesalers in this country. Period. Somebody says skip Trey Soto. But for sure, you definitely hit me on the cell, Soto, if you have a problem raising money, and I'll just show you some of the stuff that I know that do. Somebody said multitasking is no man's thing. What's the best way to calculate ARV? ARV is like a art, but what I can tell you that is inside the REI Rail app, it now has a estimated value feature, But check this out, Dallas. I guarantee you, if you go to my website, if you go to my YouTube, which you're in now, and if you're, listen, it's like 300 of y'all on here right now. I hope every single one of y'all are subscribed. If not, I'm gonna start crying like that little face emoji on TikTok or whatever it is. Here's what I would like for you guys to do. So Dallas Bell, go to my YouTube channel, just type in comps Maxwell. I break down exactly how I run comps all the time using some of the best actual softwares out there. So if you right now are watching this live, all 300 of y'all, and you have not subscribed to my channel, I'm gonna give y'all a second to do that right now. I'm telling you. Go do that right now. Go subscribe. Go subscribe. Y'all gonna have me rapping in here if y'all don't. Go subscribe. Run up the numbers. Hit the sub button. Don't forget to turn the bell on. Go subscribe now. I'm gonna have you up in here rapping. They got the, I like this beat. It's like, go subscribe. Go subscribe. If you ain't subscribed, go subscribe. Hit that button. Turn that bell on. Hit that button. Hit that button. I don't even know how to dance like the kids these days, but if I did, you know what I've been seeing? This is completely off topic. I've been seeing Usher in the skating rings on quads, like grooving, like doing his thing. So I just want to throw it out there. I want to do that. I would love to do that. I would love to do that. All right, let's get back to some questions. Somebody said YouTube be tripping. Somebody said, did anybody else get an ad? Did an ad come in there? YouTube throwing ads on top of my joints? I ain't mad at them. As long as they paying. All right, somebody said they tapping out. Hey, so the best way to find sub-2 deals is to find deals, and then you'll use them in the sub-2s. You'll see, because a sub-2. So think about this. In real estate in general, imagine having on a tool belt, right? Imagine you're the best carpenter out there, and you have on a tool belt, and you have a tool belt on. And every single slot in your tool belt is, every single slot in the tool belt was just an exit strategy. So wholesaling is an exit strategy. Flip, right, is a exit strategy. Sub-2s is an exit strategy. Novations is an exit strategy. All of these things, right? All of these things are in your belt. And so you need to learn these things so that when a deal comes to the table, you need to analyze how you help somebody the most. What tool in your tool belt is good, right? So if I call you over to my house and I say, yo, my ice maker on my fridge is not working. If you pull out a sledgehammer, you ain't gonna fix that joint. I'm probably gonna run you out of my house. And so if you come there with a screwdriver and some plumbing stuff and some looking in the, you might actually fix my thing. And so that's how you got to think of these things. So getting into wholesaling is getting into the grassroots, the beginning, the bottom, the mud of the real estate business. But what I would tell you, there is no building without a janitor in the world. Somebody cleaning the toilets, somebody's sweeping the floors, somebody's doing the hard work. And if you don't have that in your repertoire of things, you're always going to be dependent on somebody having to bring you a deal, because a good deal never looks for money. Money always looks for a good deal. Right now, if you brought me 70,000 wholesale deals, I would have 1 million buyers lined up to buy those 70,000 if they were good deals. Right now, I can show you 1 million plus people that want to buy a good real estate deal, but they can't find them. So who needs who? The deal don't need the money. The money need the deal. Because money sitting in your bank does nothing. It's called dead money, right?
And we don't die dead money. Nobody likes dead money.
Nobody like dead money. And so they want to put that money to work. And it's up to you as a wholesaler to do that thing. Dallas Bell just hit me with a question I've been getting a lot. Dallas Bell says, American virtual assistants or overseas callers? It all depends on your training that you want to give to them. And you're still going to have to train them. I'm going to be honest with you. I like a mix. I like a mix of virtual team and an in-house team. Now, your in-house team, man, it's going to be hard to put together because I ain't going to lie. Us Americans we kind of lazy. We kind of lazy. And so when you find a good person over here that works, then, you put them to work. But I would have a mix. If you're on a budget constraint and you want to dive deep into training these virtual assistants, your cold callers, then you definitely want to get you a VA from overseas to help you, bro. Absolutely. Absolutely. All right, y'all. So we're going to do 10 more minutes on this live. 10 more minutes. So what y'all want to talk about? What y'all want to talk about? There's a lot of stuff that's new on these streaming stuff. It's pretty cool. Tell me how y'all like this live so far. Do you use hard money? If so, does it affect your credit score in any way? No, hard money does not affect your credit score. Most hard money people will not even do a hard pull on your credit because they care about the asset. It's an asset-based lending. Asset base. You can do live shopping on here? Get out of here. All right, I want to talk about how I can be able to get started doing real estate, wholesale, and investing, learning everything there is. You're never going to learn everything there is. I still don't know everything there is, and people consider me an expert. If you want to learn, like I said before, go to maxmastery.com and sign up. Or if you're on a budget constraint, because a lot of people are, go look at the YouTube videos that I have dropped over the last 5 years and start with the old ones. There's some I used to go inside of people's houses with a camera and record the entire conversation. I did a video called A Deal in a Day, where I got a phone call. You heard the phone call. I went to the house. I negotiated a deal and locked it up in a day. I did a video where I showed you how I made $33,000 on a phone call in 10 minutes. Go watch some of these old videos. Do I do one-on-one consulting? No, I don't. I just don't have the time. It's so draining because I want to see everybody win, and you book a one-on-one consultation with me for an hour. Next thing you know, we on the phone for 3 hours because I'm trying to dive deep into what you got. You feel me? Yo, my barber just left. That's my beard secrets. I get a cut every 3 days. I have a barber shop in my studio at my house. It's my brand. You know how Donald Trump spends $75,000 on his hair routine a year. I spend $300 a week. I don't know what does that equal? If I'm not traveling, I spend $300 a week. That equals 300 times, let's just say 50 weeks. I spend 15 grand a year on haircuts. Soto's wife cuts his head. He ain't trying to hear that. How can someone build a business relationship with me? Let's do work, man. Bring me something cool. You know what I've been looking at lately, me and my wife, is businesses that we can invest in or buy. So bring me something that's cool. I would love to invest in people. I love investing in people. It's so addicting. I love to see people win. I really do. How do you keep the listing agent and investor away from each other during the viewing of the property inspection periods? I'm not even sure why there's an investor. Why is there an agent and an investor there at the same time? What's your Facebook group, Max? Wholesaling Houses Elite. Wholesaling Houses Elite. Hey, listen, I appreciate y'all. So what I'm gonna do is today's Tuesday? Tuesday. Today's Tuesday. So we put out Major Hype Monday, Wednesday, Fridays. And they're shot on the same day they're released. So you can imagine the work we have to put into that. But every Tuesday, either 7 or 8 o'clock, I haven't decided the perfect time, I'm going to go live with you guys here. We may have some set topics we're going to talk about. We may not. We may just chat like we chat now. It was real awesome to get back up with y'all. It was like running into some old friends, right? That's how I missed y'all. And so, man, you know, I think this is amazing that I can do this again. Everything's finally set up back here and we're having a good time. We're talking real estate. Right now is the perfect time to learn this because so many people are about to drop out of this. If we go into a true recession, oh my goodness. If we go into, listen, the last true recession we had, which we won't see that type of recession again, millionaires and billionaires were created to an ultimate crazy at a crazy rate. So if you stick around during any real estate downturn that's about to happen, whether it's big or small, woo, you gonna win. Just get your knowledge up. Start marketing more, networking more with people, and we'll do that. And here's another thing too. Matt and I getting back on the road. So we're gonna do live meetups like in random cities. Like you're gonna get a 24-hour notice, and I'm gonna say meet me in Detroit. 24-hour notice. Meet me in Chicago. 24-hour. We in Houston. So make sure you got your bell turned on to this. If you haven't already, shoot me a text message so I can, because that's what I do. Like most of my closest people, they have a number that they text me on. I text them on. And so I advise everybody right now to get into my phone book. It's 704-741-1361. Text me. And once you have me locked in, and I say, yo, I am about to jump into this city, I'm gonna do a quick meetup, quick pop-up, then we gonna sit there and talk for some minutes, you know what I mean? And let's do that. So make sure you guys text me, and then you're gonna be on my list, and we'll communicate like that. And like seriously, that's like, this is a real number you can text me on, and I will text back. Let me see who the first person is to text me, and I'm gonna comment. Right, because anybody that was on my text chat right now, they knew that I was going live first today. But I'm gonna see who texts me right now. First person to text me, I'm gonna say whatever they say on the text, unless it's something crazy.
What are you waiting for? Text the number right now.
It's just another side of me that comes out sometimes, y'all. All right, cool. Nobody wants to text me. I ain't want to text y'all anyways. I'm just joking. Listen, I appreciate you guys. Don't forget to subscribe. Somebody said, you beeping out your own words. Damn right I am. No, but seriously, I appreciate you guys. The number is pinned at the top. It's 704-741-1361. 704-741-1361. Text me so you can be inside my text group. That's where I send my most. Oh, wait, never mind. I was delayed. The first person that texted me was Deborah McGee. Right? Deborah McGee texted me. Melinda texted me. Trent texted me. Omero texted me. Nalish texted me. Dallas texted me. Fire. I'm about to show him. I'm about to text Dallas back real quick, so you can see it's real. Dallas, tell me if you got a text back from me. No cap. Look, I appreciate y'all. I'm about to go. Somebody said, what the heck did I text? Actually, you ain't text me. Text me your name. Nope, I don't see Ashley in here. I did get a bunch of new texts, but I don't see Ashley. Eric Crump. But I appreciate y'all. Seriously, I'm going to do this every Tuesday, 8 o'clock, right here, live on YouTube. I missed y'all, man. Straight up. I missed y'all. I'm back. And I appreciate y'all sticking with me. And don't forget, tomorrow a new episode of Major Hype comes out. I did see you. Is it Charcy? REI Skip? REI Skip, not RES Skip. REI Skip. But I seen you. I appreciate y'all. I missed y'all. I'll see y'all next week. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm gonna keep this video up so you guys can watch this later. But in the meantime, it's all love. I'll see y'all later. Peace.